All right, good morning, everybody. I would like to welcome you all to the 2020 Northwest Indiana Partners for Clean Air Virtual Awards Ceremony. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Charles Breitenfeld, and I am the coordinator of the Partners for Clean Air program here in Northwest Indiana. I am glad that you could all attend this morning, and we are very excited to present our annual awards. I know it is unfortunate that we are unable to have this great event in person this year, but due to the COVID-19 global pandemic, we came to the conclusion that this was our only option. I know that many of you on the webinar today know what the Partners for Clean Air is all about, but for some of our newcomers, let me take a brief moment to go over it with you. The Partners for Clean Air program is a coalition of businesses, industries, local governments, and community groups that are committed to improving air quality and public health through voluntary actions. Our program has strong representation from a number of local entities. The membership commitment is for 1 calendar year and varies depending upon the membership level. We have 4 levels of membership that include green, bronze, silver, and gold, with gold representing the highest level of commitment. While all our members are valued, gold and silver level members deserve special recognition as they provide the support and resources necessary to sustain our program. This is all in addition to undertaking voluntary actions to improve air quality, particularly on Air Quality Action Day. The Partners for Clean Air members hold or participate in a number of events annually to increase awareness regarding the program and to talk about the importance of clean air and the voluntary actions that can be taken to improve air quality. Since our annual luncheon and awards ceremony last year, as you can see, we've had booths at the 2019 Michigan City Conference on the Environment and the 2019 LaPorte County Fair. We hosted the Partners for Clean Air Day at the Gary South Shore Railcats, where we gave away 9 bicycles to some very happy winners. We also sponsored the Coolest Hole at the South Shore Clean Cities annual golf outing last September. And in January of 2020, we sponsored a Valparaiso University men's basketball game where we gave away another 4 bicycles. In February of this year, we attended and had a booth at the South Shore Clean Cities annual conference. And then, of course, we have this event, the 2020 Partners for Clean Air Virtual Awards Ceremony. I should also mention that we have 4 games with the Northwest Indiana Oilmen in Whiting, Indiana. They're starting tonight at 7:10 p.m. We will be giving away 2 gift certificates for bikes to some lucky fans during the 7th inning stretch. As you can see, we will also be hosting games on Sunday, August 9th, Friday, August 14th, and Sunday, August 16th. So come on out and watch some live baseball in the region and learn what you can do to help clean the air in Northwest Indiana. As I mentioned before, none of this would be possible without our members. Therefore, I would like to take a few moments here to give them the proper recognition they deserve. We will be starting with our bronze level members, as we have no green level members this year. Bronze level members have no financial commitment, but do commit to implementing at least 3 voluntary actions to help reduce air pollution annually. This year, our bronze level members include the City of Gary, Mr. David Kay, the LaPorte County Health Department, the Porter County Health Department, and Praxair. Sorry about that. Next up are our silver level members. Our silver member levels this year, the silver level members commit to a minimum of $1,000 annually in financial support of the Partners for Clean Air program, and they pledge to implement at least 4 voluntary actions at their membership organization. For this, they receive a seat on the Partners for Clean Air Steering Committee, among other benefits. This year, our silver level members include the Hammond Port Authority, who is represented by Ms. Susan Tabers on the steering committee. We have Care Media Inc., represented by Ms. Kathy Moore. And we have Wilcox Environmental Engineering, represented by Mr. Scott Nelson. Last up are gold level members. Gold level members commit to a minimum of $2,000 in financial support to the Partners for Clean Air program, and they pledge to implement at least 6 voluntary actions at their membership organizations. For this, they also receive a seat on our PCA steering committee, as well as other benefits. This year's gold level members include ArcelorMittal, represented by Mr. Tom Macher, who is taking over for the recently retired Mr. Kevin Doyle. GAF Material Corp, represented by Mr. Phil Welsh. The Gary South Shore Railcats, represented by Ms. Ashley Nyland. Metro Recycling, represented by Ms. Jesslyn Dykstra. The Michigan City Sanitary District, represented by Mr. Michael Kuss. NIPSCO, represented by Mr. Stephen Holcomb. NERPC, who is represented by both Ms. Lori Cagle and Ms. Kathy Luther. And our newest member of the Partners for Clean Air program is the Northwest Indiana Oilmen, represented by Mr. Don Popovic. I would like to thank all our members for being a part of the program this year, and we truly couldn't do what we do without you. As a reminder to all of our attendees, you are on listen mode only, and today's awards ceremony will be recorded and shared on the Partners for Clean Air page, along with the South Shore Clean Cities resource page. Also, there is a chat box feature located in the panel to your right. If you have any questions or comments throughout this presentation, please type them in the chat box and we will address them towards the end of our program. And now, it gives me great pleasure to turn it over and introduce Mr. Scott Nelson from Wilcox Environmental Engineering, who is the chairperson of the Partners for Clean Air Scholarship Committee for the presentation of our inaugural Partners for Clean Air Scholarship Awards.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As Charles said, my name is Scott Nelson. I wanted to talk a little bit about our scholarship. This year, we introduced a program to give away scholarships to students within Lake, Porter, or LaPorte County. We started taking entries in January and we wrapped it up in March. We reached out to over 50 schools in the region. We ran social media ads, radio ads, and we directly reached out to guidance counselors. We ended up with 18 entries on our first year. What we did with that, I'll give you a little process, is the scholarship committee scored all the entries based on applications. And we looked at those recommendations. We made recommendations to the steering committee. At that point, we presented those recommended candidates to the steering committee, and we voted on those, and we decided who we would be giving those scholarships away to. Those scholarships are directly paid, and they are $2,500 scholarships directly paid to the universities of the scholarship winners. So I put together a little video to introduce the scholarship winners for this year, and also a brief introduction and a little bit more information about it. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for the opportunity.
Hello, my name is Scott Nelson, and I am a Senior Business Development Manager for Wilcox Environmental Engineering. I am also the Scholarship Committee Chairman for the Partners for Clean Air. Partners for Clean Air is a coalition of Northwest Indiana businesses, industries, local governments, and community groups committed to improving overall air quality and public health. This year, the Partners for Clean Air Steering Committee created an exciting scholarship program to help area high school students who have an interest in pursuing a career that supports our mission. Scholarships are awarded to qualified high school seniors in Lake, Porter, or LaPorte counties to assist in post-secondary expenses. Qualified students will have demonstrated academic excellence and have plans to attend an accredited college, university, or trade school in the fall of 2020. This year, we received many applications from qualified students, and after extensive evaluation, have determined that we will award scholarships to 2 exceptional candidates. Today, I wish to announce and congratulate Abigail Glover and Taryn Shermer of Valparaiso, Indiana, on their individual award of a Partners for Clean Air Scholarship for 2020. Abigail and Tarrant's academic achievements at Valparaiso High School and La Lemure and their exceptional essays placed them ahead of their competition in our evaluation. To that end, the steering committee has decided to award Abigail and Tarrant each with a scholarship of $2,500. The scholarships will be paid directly to The Ohio State University, where Abigail will be studying environmental engineering and environmental policy, and to Indiana University, where Tarrant will be studying environmental and sustainable studies. We at the Partners for Clean Air could not be more excited for Abigail and Tarrant, and trust that our investment in their futures will give them a great start toward careers where they can make a tangible difference in impacting our air quality and environment overall. Again, congratulations to Abigail and Tarrant on their well-deserved awards. We are excited for you and can't wait to see how you will make a difference.
Hello, my name is Taryn Shermer, a member of the La Lemure High School's class of 2020. I've had the privilege of growing up in Northwest Indiana, which is uniquely positioned at the southernmost point of Lake Michigan. Many of my fondest childhood memories were spent splashing in the picturesque waters and gazing upward at the blissfully blue skies which blanketed our coveted surroundings. Northwest Indiana has achieved a delicate balance between industrial growth, which affords our citizens a high standard of living while providing the world with necessary goods, and environmental preservations, which allow our community members to enjoy a high quality of life as they live amid its natural beauty. Ever since I was a child, I have held a deep appreciation for our environment. Over the past few years, several experiences have increased my interest in its preservation. I observed firsthand the effects of climate change when I hiked on the receding glaciers in Iceland. I studied at the island school in the Bahamas, where I gained immeasurable insight into what it means to live, study, and work in a completely sustainable environment. I volunteered at an endangered species center in South Africa, where I helped specialists rehabilitate animals who were injured or orphaned as a result of human encroachment. I witnessed the remarkable turnaround that occurs when a country places an emphasis on protecting the environment, as in the case of Costa Rica. Fundamental to all of these situations is the overriding need for clean air. Without it, all else is irrelevant. Clean air provides the foundation upon which all other environmental work builds from, and that is why the Clean Air Scholarship means so much to me. It is my desire to continue the substantial contributions towards improving air quality and public health achieved by the Partners for the Clean Air Coalition. By studying at Indiana University's O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs, thank you for helping me to fulfill my dreams.
Hi, my name is Abigail Glover. I'm from Valparaiso, Indiana, and I attend Valparaiso High School. This fall, I will attend the Ohio State University and seek to double major in environmental engineering and environmental policy. There's really no better day to talk about the Clean Air Scholarship than on Earth Day, which is today. This scholarship means a lot to me because it provides me with the resources to help make my dreams come true. My dream, since I was little, was to impact the environment. I've always had a deep passion for it, and in the recent years I sought to make change, but I didn't really see how it was possible. However, the scholarship allows me to attend my favorite university and receive the education that I need to make change in this world. And I would love to make a difference in clean air because I think it's one of the most pressing issues our environment faces. So whether it be influencing legislation with environmental law or consulting large companies on their pollution, I think I can make a change with clean air both ways. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Scott. And congratulations once again to our award winners. Next up, we will have a video presentation from the Secretary of Indiana's Career Connections and Talent, Ms. Blair Milo.
Hi, I'm Blair Milo, Secretary for Career Connections and Talent for the state of Indiana, and I'm so pleased to be able to join you in the best way that I can today from the great city of LaPorte, Indiana, also known, as you know, the hub of awesome, and so thankful for all of the work that all of you are doing through the Partnership for Clean Air and all of the tremendous work that South Shore Clean Cities is doing to be able to promote days that, just like today, where folks are able to come out and enjoy the lakes and enjoy all that our beautiful region has to offer, all through the commitments that you are making through so many different efforts. And so thankful for all of the opportunities we had to partner when I was with the city, and especially for the opportunities to continue working on developing talent across the state of Indiana, and particularly in the region. So pleased to congratulate the scholarship winners that are a part of the new scholarship that you have inaugurated, and for all of the tremendous stewardship that I am sure that not only they will lead, but so many of their peers will be able to do so through continued engagement across the region and continued engagement in our environment, in the beauty that we have all around us across Northwest Indiana. So thank you for all of the investment that you make in both your time and your talents, and as well as your treasures across this region, and for everything that you are doing to promote Northwest Indiana and promoting our clean city. So thank you. Congratulations to the scholarship winners. We wish you the best of luck as you are pursuing the opportunities moving forward. We thank you for your engagement in continuing to grow our region, and thank you all very much. Congratulations.
All right, we would like to thank Secretary Milo and her staff for that lovely video. Now I am pleased to introduce the IDEM Commissioner, Mr. Bruno Pigott, for our keynote address. First, a little bit about Bruno. Bruno has worked at the Indiana Department of Environmental Management since 2000. In 2017, he was appointed as the Commissioner by Governor Holcomb. Prior to that, Mr. Pigott served as the Chief of Staff from August of 2015 through December of 2016. From April 2005 through August 2015, he worked as the Assistant Commissioner in the Office of Water Quality. Prior to 2005, Mr. Pigott served in a number of different positions in the Office of Water Quality, including Chief of the Permits Branch, the Compliance Branch, and the State Revolving Fund Section. He received his master's degree from Indiana University School of Public and Environmental Affairs and his bachelor's degree from Michigan State University. I am pleased to welcome Mr. Bruno Pigott.
Good morning, everybody. Bruno Pigott here. Chuck, thank you for the introduction. It was lovely. I also want to say what a wonderful idea to have this scholarship. It strikes me as interesting that we have such great leaders in Northwest Indiana. Well, Blair Milo is clearly a leader in the hub of awesome, and it was great for her to do the shout out from the hub of awesome for us. I also want to say both Taryn and Abigail are inspiring people. I loved watching Taryn's video and all of the different places she has been around the world and how it has inspired her to do the kind of work she wants to do. And I'm so excited that Scott Nelson from Wilcox has been chairing the committee to award this scholarship. There are no more two deserving people than both Taryn and Abigail. Now, the only thing I want to make sure that they know is after they're done with their studies, they need to come and work at the Indiana Department of Environmental Management, because we need their energy, we need their curiosity, and we need their commitment to the environment, not just in Northwest Indiana, but throughout the state of Indiana. So it's my hope that someday in their career, they find room to work at the Department of Environmental Management. I'm excited to hear about their stories. Their goals and their achievements are simply wonderful. So I just want to say thanks for that, and very much appreciate the awards that are given out. Today, I want to talk about the Department of Environmental Management and what we're doing during the COVID pandemic. You know, for most people, the COVID pandemic has changed the way we've worked. I'd like to give you all a little insight into the work we're doing during the COVID-19 pandemic, how we're doing in terms of the issuance of permits, what we're doing with compliance efforts. I'd like to talk a little bit about the VW Mitigation Settlement Trust, the citizen portal we're building out, and then talk a little bit about where we are at today. And then I'm happy to answer any questions people may have as well. So what does work look like at the Department of Environmental Management during the COVID-19 pandemic? As you all know, Governor Holcomb issued Executive Order 2008 on March 23rd, which ordered Hoosiers to stay at home. And IDEM and all the folks in the government center were no exception to this order. We rallied pretty quickly to send people home with the appropriate equipment and allow them to work from home. And as you know, individually, people have had challenges during the COVID pandemic. Their children were home, their spouses were home. Working from home presented some challenges. So we attempted to provide flexibility in our workplace by allowing people to work expanded hours so that if they needed to take care of their children during the day at certain times, they could work in the evening or on weekends to make up their time. So IDEM's work continued. We continued to write permits. We continued our compliance activities, albeit in a different manner. And about 95% of our employees worked from home. The other 5% came into the office on a regular day. There was paper that came into the office, and we needed to ensure that we distributed the paperwork and did certain functions in the office to allow us to continue our work. So what have we done in terms of permits? In terms of permits, as you know, we've talked for years at our agency about the importance of issuing our permits on time for a couple different reasons. The permits that we issue on time are up to date with current regulations, but also for businesses, obtaining a current permit allows them to expand their business. And therefore, IDEM has put premium on ensuring that there are no backlog permits. And right now, there are no backlog permits of any kind. In addition to that, we focus on how quickly we issue the permits. By statute, we have specific timeframes to get our permits out. And the specific timeframes vary depending on the type of permit. But our goal is to issue permits in a less time than is allowed under the statute. And currently, on an overall basis, we issue our permits in just over half the time allotted by statute, in 65% of the timeframes allowed by statute. That varies depending on the program. Our air quality permits, we issue at about 85% of the statutory timeframes, and other programs we issue in much, much shorter time periods. But we are still focused on ensuring that even though we're working from home, people are issuing the permits that are so important to facilities and important to our environment in timeframes that are faster than what is required under statute. And we're committed to maintaining those permit timeframes. One of the other important activities that we conduct is our compliance activities. Over the past 4 years, we've focused really on ensuring that the inspection reports that we issue are issued in timely manners. Our statutes require us to issue inspection reports within 45 days of an inspection. When I first started at the agency, our timeframes probably averaged around 60% of 60 days, while 45 days was the average that was required under statute. And now we were meeting, as of 4 years ago, the statutory timeframes, but still 45 days seemed really long in a period of time when deliveries from Amazon would only take 2 days. So we focused on issuing inspection reports much faster. And to lead our effort, we appointed Kuss, who works as the Northwest Regional Office Director. And Hala has a variety of experience with air quality inspections, water quality inspections, land inspections as the Director of the Northwest Regional Office. Then Hala gathered all of the different programs in the agency that conducted inspections and worked to find best practices amongst those programs and work to ensure that inspection reports were issued within 7 days of an inspection being conducted at the agency on average. Of course, there's some facilities, and especially those in Northwest Indiana, they're much bigger and more complex and might need more time to put together inspection reports. Hala worked for over 2 years with people from our different program areas with the goal of reducing the time frame for issuing our compliance inspection reports to 7 days. I'm happy to say that during the COVID pandemic, we've not really slowed down our issuance timeframes. Our 12-month rolling average in terms of issuing inspection reports is now at 5 days from inspection to inspection report landing on a facility's doorway. And why is that important? Why do we focus on that time frame? It's my belief that the environment is a dynamic system, and that means that things change on a daily basis. Whether you're operating a wastewater treatment plant or operating controls at scrubbers, you need to understand what the agency, how the agency perceives your compliance, and you need to understand it sooner rather than later, because if the agency thinks you're having difficulty, the sooner you know it, the sooner you can take action to correct the problem. And if you are doing really well, it's a good thing. You can report to your superiors that the company that you're a part of is meeting its commitments to the Department of Environmental Management. Now, I will say, in terms of our inspections, we've continued to do our inspections, but we've changed during the COVID-19 pandemic our focus. First of all, we looked around at our different inspection programs, and we decided that the inspections that were most important are those inspections of drinking water facilities. Why? Because drinking water is a public health issue, and you can argue that others are as well, and they are indeed, but it is one that is the most direct connection with the public. And therefore, we focused on ensuring that the facilities that served the largest number of people in the state continued to receive their inspections by IDEM inspectors on a regular basis. So we prioritize drinking water inspections, and especially those at the largest facilities that provided water to the most members of Indiana's public. We also looked at wastewater inspections and said, well, we need to go out and still conduct wastewater inspections, but let's prioritize those inspections. Are there facilities where we've received complaints? Are there facilities that are having difficulty? Are there facilities where we need to keep an eye out to ensure that difficulties don't develop? We prioritized those inspections and still went out and conducted them. During this time period, air stack tests were suspended, solid and hazardous waste inspections were mostly suspended. We still responded to complaints, but several facilities had issues with COVID-19 themselves. And therefore, we respected the need to ensure the safety of all of the folks at facilities as well as our inspector. And so during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially during the first wave of the pandemic, we really tightly controlled where we went out to conduct inspections to ensure the continued protection of public health, but also to ensure that our inspectors and facilities didn't run into health problems associated with COVID-19. IDEM, one of the big questions that came up, and a question that has been reported on in the press, is how much leeway did the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Environmental Management provide to facilities? Did they allow them not to comply with the requirements under the law during the COVID pandemic? And there were lots of articles written about this. In the Indianapolis Star just yesterday, there was an article, in fact, about the Department of Environmental Management's compliance role and how we approached this issue. The first thing to note is that IDEM did not issue any broad-based waivers from rules or permit requirements during the COVID pandemic. There was no waiver of any requirements. Facilities were encouraged to meet all requirements, from sampling to compliance with limits, and IDEM continued to evaluate the submission of data, and IDEM continued to conduct inspections at the most important facilities. Where facilities, because of COVID-19 directly, had difficulty meeting specific requirements, IDEM requested the following. It requested that a facility provide specific information about why it could not meet the specific requirement that it couldn't meet. What were the issues that were associated with the COVID-19 pandemic, and required that submission to be presented to the department in writing. The department created a list of those, and that list is available to the public. And IDEM reviewed each and every submission, and for the most part did not excuse any of the failure to comply, but instead allowed for the use of enforcement discretion. That is to say, we still considered a violation of a permit term to be a violation, but if it was directly related to COVID-19, we might have not taken enforcement action against the facility, especially when many of the requests came in and they were related to whether or not they submitted specific reports on time. If they didn't submit the reports specifically on time but could meet an alternate time frame and then did meet that time frame, we would use enforcement discretion. And for the most part, the requests were for timeframes associated with submitting reports. We did receive a couple of requests for broad-based exemption from rules and laws, and we did not specifically approve any of those. So that was how we dealt with the request for enforcement discretion during the COVID-19 pandemic initial period. Since we've gone back to work in person in several, we've expanded our compliance inspections, and we have been going out to all facilities and ensuring that we were using social distancing, masking up, and ensuring we're in communication with a facility to ensure that we knew whether or not there was a COVID-19 issue at the facility, and maybe would reschedule inspections where necessary. The second, another thing I'd like to talk about is VW mitigation settlement. Well, you might already know what the VW mitigation settlement is about, but just for those who don't, and for those who need a refresher, as you may know, VW had created a specific device on the vehicles that they sold around the nation. It was a defeat device that defeated the purposes of the pollution control equipment, allowed more nitrogen oxides to be emitted into the environment due to this device, which helped, in their view, to provide for greater mileage range on their vehicles. Through testing mechanisms in California, this defeat device was discovered, and VW was sent to enforcement through US EPA and the Department of Justice. Through that action, the VW settled the suit brought by the Department of Justice, and was providing billions of dollars for different activities, some of which were offering to purchase new cars for owners of VWs that had the defeat device on their vehicle. Others replaced engines, but also VW was required to provide money to each and every state in the union based on the number of vehicles that they sold across the United States. And Indiana received $41 million. The governor created an executive order which established a board to oversee the development of a mitigation plan and ensured the distribution of the $41 million over the time period allotted by the settlement. The board met several times and, with the help of the public, created a mitigation plan which results in different rounds of funding to provide resources for different projects around the state. So round one of funding, IDEM awarded $9.8 million for 34 different on-road and non-road projects, a variety of projects, including engines for vehicles, including on-road and non-road vehicles, school buses, and other activities. IDEM awarded over $1.3 million for 5 projects through the Diesel Emission Reduction Act program. And the round one program was successful in getting over $10 million distributed around the state of Indiana. Next step, the Indiana VW Mitigation Settlement Board is working on electric vehicles, specifically establishing a statewide electric vehicle charging network. The board has issued a request for proposals from different entities to establish electric vehicle charging network. Funding for the charging network is for 2 different levels. As you may or may not know, for those people who have electric vehicles, you might understand there are both what we call fast charging stations and level 2 charging stations. Fast charging stations take less time to charge the vehicle. So 90% of the funds for this statewide electric vehicle charging network are to be allocated for fast charging stations throughout specific roads in Indiana, and 10% will be devoted for level 2 charging stations. The mitigation settlement the charging network also allows a whole variety of different applicants to apply or respond to the request for proposals, including not-for-profit businesses registered with the Secretary of State, not-for-profit entities, I should say for-profit entities registered with the Secretary of State. Federal, state, and local government agencies can respond to the request for proposal, as well as Indiana-based metropolitan planning organizations. So let's just take a quick look at this map of Indiana. I don't know how well you can see it, but here is a map of current level 2 charging stations throughout Indiana. And you can see that they're in a variety of places. The VW Mitigation Settlement Committee wanted to establish a strategic location for new stations that would alleviate the concern for range anxiety, which is what people talk about who are hesitant to buy electric vehicles. Electric vehicles, for example, last night Cadillac just introduced a new electric vehicle SUV that they say has a range of 300 miles. Well, many people are reluctant to buy those vehicles because they're worried that they can't take a longer trip in them. And therefore, part of the idea behind this the charging station network is to alleviate the concerns that people have about purchasing these vehicles, because it would create a network of charging stations throughout the state that would allow people to charge even when they're close to running out without being in trouble. Another map here is the fast charging equipment current locations. So again, there's our level 2 current locations, and there's a lot of them throughout the state. And then there are fast charging equipment locations. Fast charging stations allow, I think, up to less than 30 minutes to charge up your electric vehicle. And so you can see there are not a lot of them throughout the state, and yet when you go to the gas station to fill up your car with gasoline, it rarely takes you more than a couple minutes to fill up. So the goal of the fast charging equipment locations is to spread them around the state to ensure that it also, not only do we have a network, but also that you can charge your vehicle faster because people are used to filling their gas tank up faster. And you can see there's a need for more fast charging equipment locations throughout the state of Indiana. This map, and I don't know how well you can see it, it's difficult, a little bit difficult for me to see it, shows the charging equipment Indiana roadway priorities. As you may be able to tell, the focus is largely on interstates, as the interstate area is where people travel to move long distances. But also there are locations like US 31 and others that would be priority areas that clearly are not freeways. And therefore, the Volkswagen committee decided that we should have a variety of roads, but largely heavily traveled roads that would be eligible for these stations. And proposals will be submitted to the agency that provide different schemes for where to place fast charging and level 2 charging stations throughout the state in the way that is most advantageous for people using electric vehicles. So what is the process? Indiana is accepting electric vehicle charging applications in response to the request for proposal. You can submit them to the VW Trust at idem.in.gov. They should be put in a Microsoft Word or PDF format only. And applications are due September 23rd, 2020. I am excited to see the results from this request for proposal. I think this could be a very transformative project that could help ensure the transition, or at least the spread of electric vehicles throughout the state of Indiana, and will have an impact on air quality as well. So this is an exciting project. I'm excited that the committee has decided to go down this path, and we'll be looking forward to seeing and evaluating the results of the RFPs. So let me talk briefly about another proposal that we're working on in the Department of Environmental Management. That proposal is called a citizen portal. As you may be aware, many of our programs still require the submission of information to our agency in a paper format. Sometimes we work around it and we allow submission of application information electronically, but none of the methods for submitting this information are particularly user-friendly. If you send it via email, the email may be bulky. It may be requiring a document that is large, and many of our applications are large to be split up. And so we were seeking to create what we call a citizen portal, allowing entities and individuals to log into this portal and submit information to our agency electronically in a simple way. Well, I believe firmly that citizens, businesses, and industries should be able to submit information to IDEM electronically, should be able to look at that progress, that information has been sent to the agency, what's happened to it, what's the status of an application that is underway. And today we do not have a simple system or a system that does that. As I indicated, current methods for submitting information are bulky. And as a result, our agency has been investigating and working with several companies to come up with a citizen portal that is much more efficient and easy to use. IDEM created a request for proposal, and we have asked different companies to submit information to us about how they would create such a portal. We've evaluated a variety of different proposals, and we selected a business who will work with the agency to create a portal. It may take some time, but I'm looking forward to that, because one of the big issues we've had in our agency over the 20 years I've worked here is the difficulty of getting large amounts of information into our agency expeditiously. We do a fine job of getting our permits done on time. We conduct our inspections and create reports in a timely manner. It's time also that we receive information and that we make our life, the life of the folks that we regulate, a little easier by allowing them to submit information to us electronically. And so the Citizens Portal should be something that I think provides excellent service to the businesses and the individuals that work with us on a daily basis. And I'm excited to get the Citizens Portal underway. Finally, I'd like to talk a little bit about us today. What are we doing? How are we working in the post or in the current COVID-19 pandemic timeframe? I don't want to pretend that we're out of the woods with the COVID-19 pandemic. I just saw yesterday that the Department of Health indicated that yesterday's numbers in terms of the daily number of COVID cases is the highest that the state has had, with over 1,000 people being diagnosed positively with COVID in a single day. So we're not out of the woods. And what are we doing and how are we working differently? Governor Holcomb has been working to open up the state, and largely he has. He asked each agency to put together plans for how it would reintroduce people into state offices. Today, we've gone through a process of rolling people back into the office, but we're doing so very cautiously. We have ensured that at any one time, about 90% of our employees continue to work from home. We require staff members to come into the office once a pay period, and only once a pay period. So they're working from home 9 out of 10 days. And the reason that's good is that it keeps the numbers of folks in our offices down, which ensures better social distancing and the safety of those people who are in the office. I go into the office on a fairly regular basis, and I will say it's pretty quiet in our offices. There's probably not more than 10 to 15 people on the floors in each of our government center offices. So we have a very light presence in the government center today, and I believe our regional offices have a light presence as well. People continue to work from home 9 out of 10 days. IDEM has been a leader in terms of ensuring that state employees wear their masks in the office. at work. We have, before other state agencies and before the governor announced it, we required our employees to wear masks in the workplace, especially if they did not, if they were not in offices and they're walking down a hallway or in a public area. Ensuring social distancing is important, and wearing masks helps along with that, and washing your hands to ensure that people stay healthy. We have had a few cases of employees testing positive for COVID-19. But the cases we've had, except for one, the people were diagnosed without having come into the office and without mostly interacting with employees. There have been a couple of cases where a person interacted with employees and came into the office and then was diagnosed with COVID. And we've taken appropriate action by both doing appropriate contact testing, contact tracing to ensure that people who were in contact with the person knew about it and quarantined. And we did deep cleaning throughout our offices. We are very sensitive to the fact that we need to ensure that our employees have a safe workplace and are COVID-free. We continue to go out and conduct inspections, but when we do so, we're ensuring that we contact facilities to know whether or not there's an issue with COVID-19 in the workplace we're visiting. We can always reschedule an inspection. And so while we continue to do the work we're doing it in a way that tries to ensure the safety of our employees. So that's what IDEM is doing today. And I am happy to answer any of your questions and very much appreciate the opportunity to come and present during this awards ceremony. It is a joy to be here, and it's terrific to see Blair Milo on the screen, and I'm so excited about the scholarship award winners. Taryn and Abigail, I wish you the best, and I am so excited to see what you do in the future and hope that we at the Department of Environmental Management are part of your future. Thank you all, and I appreciate being a part of this today.
All right, well, thank you, Bruno. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Michael Kuss, who is the General Manager of the Michigan City Sanitary District, for the presentation of our 2020 Partners for Clean Air Awards. Michael?
Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. I'd also like to just say, before I get started with the awards, I'm also very excited about the scholarships that the Partners for Clean Air are offering. I think it's an excellent opportunity to build awareness for air pollution issues in Northwest Indiana, and I just think it's very exciting that these young individuals are going to be able to move into pollution control jobs and care about the environment. I just think it's really exciting. So I'd like to commend the partners for the scholarship program. I'm the general manager at the Michigan City Sanitary District. It's my pleasure to present the 2020 Partners for Clean Air Awards. This year we will be giving awards in 4 categories. The categories are business, industrial, municipal, and the bicycle award. Award nominations are based on voluntary air improvement projects undertaken to help improve air quality in Northwest Indiana. The recipients were nominated by their peers and selected through voting by the members of the Partners for Clean Air. The first award that we will be presenting today is the Business Award. This year's winner began its operations on Christmas Day in 1975. Since then, they have grown to 75 locations in Northwest and North Central Indiana. They are committed to furthering the use of clean, domestic, sustainable fuels, and are an excellent example of a local company doing the right thing for the environment, says their nominee. I am pleased to present the 2020 Clean Air Industrial Award to the Family Express Corporation. Here to accept the award and to provide remarks is Miss Lori Cagle from the South Shore Clean Cities. Lori?
Well, good morning. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it. And thank you also to Bruno. Appreciate your presentation this morning. And I echo everyone's congratulations to Abigail and Taryn. I was pleased to sit on the scholarship committee and am excited to see what their futures hold. So appreciate them and certainly wish them all the best as they enter college this fall. So I am here today to be able to accept the business award on behalf of Family Express. Family Express is headquartered in Valparaiso, Indiana. So why am I accepting this when I am with South Shore Clean Cities? Unfortunately, for the folks from Family Express were not able to join us today. They send their regrets and their thanks for this award. I think most of us in the region are very familiar with Family Express, and what this facade is a very familiar view to many of us. As Michael said, they were founded in 1975 by Kuss, who remains the president and CEO of the company. They are now more than 75 convenience store and fueling centers strong across Indiana. So I think some folks might wonder, how could a company that bread and butter is gasoline and petroleum sales be winning an award today? And I'm excited to help debunk some of those myths and help you understand why this is a truly exceptional company. And Family Express has been rooted in environmental responsibility for decades. In recent years, they've invested more than $1 million to convert all of their office space and their convenience stores to LED lights. LED lights are more than or up to 80% more efficient than incandescent lights. And we know that energy conservation equals clean air. So that is one of the many ways that they have undertaken environmental responsibility in their corporate operations. They were also a very early adopter of ethanol and biofuels at their stations. What's unique about Family Express is part of the reason why they've chosen to do this. You'll see here, this is Kuss. Kuss is the president, CEO, and founder of Family Express. And Kuss said recently on a Green Fleet radio program with Carl Lissick, who's the executive director of South Shore Clean Cities, that at the time that his company decided to make the decision to support biofuels more than a decade ago, about 15 years ago, the country was exporting close to $500 billion a year in wealth to places often far away from our shores. Why is that important to Kuss? Well, Kuss's son Spiro is a veteran of the Iraqi wars, and national security is also tied to energy security. So ensuring that we have clean domestic fuels that support American jobs, support local economy, is incredibly important to Family Express. And I'm sure all of our attendees join us in thanking Kuss's son Spiro, who is also part of the Family Express family, for his service. So how did they get involved in ethanol and biofuels? Well, prior you'll see on the screen, there's some information about a grant program. They were already well involved in this process before this grant program came along. But this Hoosier Homegrown Fuels Blender Pump program in 2016 and 2017 was a grant program that was presented between the Indiana Office of Energy Development, South Shore Clean Cities, and the Indiana Corn Marketing Council. We at South Shore Clean Cities assisted Family Express in applying for some of these grants, and nearly $1.4 million was invested in the state for the expansion of these blender pump programs that allow for more adoption of ethanol and biofuels. Many of those investments took place at Family Express locations. Family Express is also incredibly committed to the community and to organizations like South Shore Clean Cities, which also supports clean air. This photo here was taken in February of this year at the South Shore Clean Cities annual conference, where Family Express accepted the Member of the Year award for 2019. That means that Family Express had more greenhouse gas emission reductions than any of our members in the previous year. You will see here in this picture, second from left, that's Tom Navarre. Tom is with Family Express, and he also has served on the South Shore Clean Cities Board of Directors as treasurer for the last 7 years, and we appreciate his commitment. And then next to Tom on the right, holding the award, that is Spiro Olympidis. That's Gus's son, who works with Family Express and is the Iraqi war veteran I mentioned to you earlier. Again, their involvement and commitment with our organization is really just an extension of the work that they do to support clean air and clean fuels in our community. So on behalf of Family Express, thank you to Partners for Clean Air for this award. Personally, as a member of the community, thank you to Family Express for all you do to support clean air, clean fuels, and investments in the Hoosier economy, as well as support for national security and energy security. Thank you again. I appreciate your time, and I'll turn it back to Michael.
Thank you, Lori, for the excellent information there about Family Express, and very excited that they are our business award winners for 2020. This year's industrial award winner, this is the next award we're going to present, the industrial award. This year's winner planted 60 native trees at their facility in East Chicago and organized a volunteer day on April 26, 2019 at the Chalberg Farms to celebrate Earth Day. I am pleased to present the 2020 Partners for Clean Air Business Award to Praxair East Chicago. Here to accept the award and provide remarks about their company's continued environmental commitment is environmental specialist, Mr. Bikram Shestra. Mr. Bikram, go ahead, please.
Good morning, and thank you very much, Partners for Clean Air, for awarding us this recognition. And we are very excited to be a partner of member of Partners for Clean Air. So today I'd like to present a little bit about Praxair and what we did in 2019. So I'm sure some of you have heard about Praxair. So we are an industrial gases company. We produce nitrogen, oxygen, argon, hydrogen, and carbon dioxide. So we supply that to different industries in Northwest Indiana. We are a worldwide company, but in Northwest Indiana, we supply these gases to different industries by pipelines and through the trucks. We have 5 Praxair facilities in Northwest Indiana, East Chicago, one in East Chicago, one in Whiting, one in Gary Lakeside, one in Burns Harbor, and in LaPorte, Indiana. So this is our East Chicago plant, and the highlighted area is where we planted 60 native trees in that highlighted area. So, we planted 60 native trees in support of urban and community forestry program led by U.S. Forestry Service and with the help of Wildlife Habitat for Council. And based on the report that was presented to us by Wildlife Habitat Council, their projection for next
Did we lose Mr. Shastra? I don't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. You're back.
All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. So this is the 99 years cost benefit projection. It's $17,578 of air quality improvement savings and $24,291 of savings by reducing 1,044,435 pounds of CO2. And then the second project we did in celebrating Earth Day 2019 is we volunteered at Shellberg Farm with combined 130 combined hour of service to the National Park Service, restoring and enhancing Shellberg Farm in Northwest Indiana. So that is all for Praxair. Thank you so much. If there is any question, please let me know.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shasta. That was very good. Really appreciate it very much, hearing about the exciting work that Praxair is doing and the amount of reductions in carbon dioxide. Very excellent. Our next award winner is the Municipal Award. This year's winner, let it be known, has more miles of trails per capita than any other community in the state of Indiana. They have recently added more than 10 miles of dedicated trails, and they have 7 pedestrian bridges with more in planning. I am very pleased to present the 2020 Partners for Clean Air Municipal Award to the City of Hammond. Here to accept the award and provide remarks is Honorable Mayor Thomas McDermott. Mayor McDermott.
Thank you very much for the award. It's a very prestigious award, and we're real proud to receive the award. Dean, how you doing? This is Hammond City Engineer, Dean Button.
Hi, Mayor. Good morning.
Do you want to go through the presentation first, Dean, or?
Yes, if that's okay. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to speak to the committee. Wanted to congratulate the scholarship award winners and the other award winners as well. So I'll take control of the screen. Hammond has more than 25 miles of multi-use paths throughout the city of Hammond. And over the past couple of years, we've been expanding our wayfinding in order to have people have a better understanding about what our trail systems are and where they go. We have partnered with the Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Commission and other communities in Northwest Indiana to improve the wayfinding also on the Erie-Lackawanna Trail. Hammond is the site of the first of Indiana's high-intensity activated crosswalks. In 2016, the city of Hammond installed a activated crosswalk at the Erie-Lackawanna Trail on 165th. This was a very dangerous location for trail users to cross, and it has been a very big success and has been rolled out to other areas, including 3 additional sites within the city of Hammond. In 2013, the first over-water boardwalk was constructed at Wolf Lake. It's about 1,000 feet of boardwalk that provides a continuous path around to the Indiana side of Wolf Lake, giving trail users an opportunity to be in places where they had never been before. And it provides access to new nature areas and to provide improvements to those areas. In 2011, Hammond, in conjunction with the Northwest Indiana Regional Development Authority, constructed a 2-span land bridge across Indianapolis Boulevard and New York Avenue in the Robertsdale section of Hammond that bridged the communities between Whiting and Hammond and is part of the Marquette Greenway. In 2018,
Hammond opened its amazing Wolf Lake Trail Bridge over Calumet Avenue, which is adjacent to the Hammond's Pavilion, where we have regular concert venues, except in light of the COVID situation. We're very proud of the signature bridge in this location. In 2019, Hammond, in conjunction with funding from NWI and the Indiana Department of Transportation through the Federal Highway Administration, constructed a new crossing of Calumet Avenue on the Erie-Lackawanna Trail in order to improve the crossing at this very significant intersection near Hammond Central Fire Station and just south of Hammond City Hall. We do have more bridges in planning, particularly along the Little Calumet River at Calumet Avenue. Hammond is home to Leon's Triathlon, world's fastest triathlon. It's Olympic distance triathlon race that we do every year the first week of June. Hammond is also home for the Hammond Region Riot, a criterion bicycle race at Wolf Lake, a 1.3 mile, very flat, very fast loop for bicyclists of all classifications to be able to participate. Hammond is also home to the Whiting, Hammond, Highland, and Munster Midnight Ride. And we are happy to announce that that ride is on schedule for this Saturday going into Sunday, beginning at midnight, Saturday going into Sunday. The ride is free. And finally, we just want to thank the mayor and his activity. We find that the mayor is very active in the community, where he's a very avid cyclist and runner, and has done just an incredible amount for Hammond and for Northwest Indiana to be able to make this opportunities available to our residents and those in Northwest Indiana. So it is my great honor to introduce Hammond Mayor Thomas M. McDermott from the city of Hammond.
Thanks, Dean. Thanks to the Northwest Indiana Partners for Clean Air. This weekend, we're having the WHAM ride in Hammond. I know there's a lot of cyclists probably listening right now. We have almost 1,000 people signed up, which is our biggest year, which makes sense because people are looking for things to do. But WHAM is a blast. It kicks off from the pavilion at midnight, and the long route is a 33-mile route. The short route is a 10-mile route, but it's always a blast. So if you're interested, please just type in WHAM on the internet and it'll lead you to the website. As Dean mentioned, we're real proud in the city of Hammond to have 25 miles of multi-use pathways, primarily bike lanes, constructed, most of them within the last 16 years since I've taken over as mayor. We spent $27 million on trail projects in the city of Hammond in the past 10 years. A lot of the bridges you see, we have 5 elevated roadway crossings. We had a lot of bike paths in Hammond when I took over. They were just separated from major intersections. You know, you would have to cross 165th at 4 in the afternoon when it's just packed with cars and trucks and semis. So we built, you know, we strategized how to get over this, how to get over Calumet Avenue, how to get over the river, even how to get across Wolf Lake and get to a part of Wolf Lake at the time that, you know, a lot of people had never even set foot on that shore of Wolf Lake until we connected it up, and now people are there every single day. I believe in clean air. I believe in outdoor recreation. Now that I'm lucky enough to be Hammond's mayor, I've you know, prioritized. We do have a lot of great parks in the city of Hammond, but I've tried to get Hammond residents used to the idea that a bike trail is a park. It's a linear park. It's a park that goes across the city, and a lot of people use it now. And we're seeing a lot of people from Chicago coming through Hammond to go on our bike trail system throughout Northwest Indiana, and a lot of people from Northwest Indiana go through Hammond to get to Chicago and go on their bike trail system. So I'm real proud of what's gone on here. I want to thank our partners that worked so hard with the city of Hammond on these great projects. Northwest Indiana Regional Development Authority, they were huge for us around Wolf Lake. I appreciate their help. The Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Commission, NWI, in particular, Ms. Barloga and I have been good buddies for pretty much my entire time as mayor, and he's helped us out a lot. And I want to thank him and NERPC and Ty and everybody that worked so hard. Indiana Department of Transportation, I want to thank them for their participation and help, giving us right-of-ways and helping us, get these projects done. The Legacy Foundation, thank you very much for the help from you as well. And last but not least, the Hammond Port Authority, who helps us finance these projects as well. It's something we're all very proud of in the city of Hammond, and getting this award from the Northwest Indiana Partners for Clean Air is a great honor. So thank you very much. I wish we were all together. I know I've seen what a great lineup of speakers you had. Too bad we all didn't get together and celebrate at once, but hopefully next year we'll have this again and we can all be in person. And I tell you what, one of the cool things about the projects that we started in Hammond is they've been replicated across Northwest Indiana. When I first started riding in the region, primarily it was just the Erie, Lackawanna, and now because of all the work that's going on across Northwest Indiana with all the cities and towns. I mean, the town of Cherville just last week, which I imagine next year they'll be on the short list for the municipal award. They connected up to Pennsy Greenway behind Briar Ridge over there, which expands options for so many cyclists across Northwest Indiana. So congratulations to the town of Cherville also. I'm going to attend their ribbon cutting next week. But thank you very much to the Partners for Clean Air. We appreciate the 2020 municipal award very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Mr. Button. Appreciate your insight and your speech so well. It's very exciting to see all the work that's been done in Hammond, and would also like to say that normally we would see you at the Partners for Clean Air Award ceremony, as we typically have that at your Port Authority there at the Hammond Marina. We love being there each year.
Next year.
Next year, we're hoping to be there again, hopefully so. We always enjoy that, and we also enjoy, being able to take a little walk out on the pier and just to get outside, and it's such a beautiful facility, and the hospitality from the staff there is second to none. So hopefully we'll be back there again next year, and who knows, maybe we could even put together some type of a short little bike ride or something on one of these awesome trails that you have there in Hammond.
Thanks, Michael. Good to see you, sir. Thanks, everybody.
All right, take care. Our next award that we're going to present is the Mark Szyminski Bicycle Award. As you may remember, Mr. Szyminski is a man who won the award a few years ago and gave just a very stunning and arousing presentation. I think many of us were almost brought to tears with the work that he does in fixing up old bicycles and giving them to the youth of Northwest Indiana. And I also remember Mark, we picked him to throw out the first pitch at the Partners for Clean Air Railcats game. And he came in full gear and loosened up and fired a fastball right in there. A lot better than I did the next year when I bounced it in. So we really appreciate the work that Mark's done. And we decided a few years ago to name the Bicycle Award after him. So this year's winner has worked tirelessly for more than 20 years promoting bicycling in Northwest Indiana through his organization in Crown Point with the Crown Point Wednesday night bike ride. It gives me great pleasure to announce the Partners for Clean Air Mark Szyminski Bicycle Award for 2020 goes to David Stokowski. Here to accept the award and provide remarks is Mr. David Stokowski. Go ahead, David. We're looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you very much. I want to thank the Partners for Clean Air for presenting me this award. I think my good friend Dean Button is going to say a few words or before I speak.
Yes, if you don't mind, Dave.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I've known Dave for nearly 20 years, and I am just thrilled that Dave has received this award. He's been involved in biking communities throughout Northwest Indiana for decades. He's been coordinating with counties and cities and towns to try to make improvements to the roadways for which we travel so frequently on, particularly for bicycling. Arguably, Dave is the strongest advocate for cycling in the entire Northwest Indiana area. He provides recreational opportunities for cyclists, for endurance athletes, and for bike racers throughout. Here's a few pictures of Dave out in the field doing some things with a race or a bike ride that he normally attends, the Hilly 100 down in Bloomington. And then, of course, there's an area where he's at the Erie-Lackawanna Trail, and we're happy for Dave and this award. In the late 1990s, Dave formed the Crown Point Wednesday Night Ride. That ride starts from either the Lake County Fairgrounds or from Taft Middle School between April and early September. And Dave organizes weekend rides from Crown Point to LaPorte and as far as New Buffalo, Michigan. And he regularly attends rides such as the Bike the Drive and Lori's Lakeshore Century when it is available. Dave's been great to work with. He's always out marking roads for paths that a cyclist can take on his Wednesday night ride. He defines those rides by different colors and different pavement markings, and he used the Dan Henry symbols for those that don't get lost, really. And he's characterized them as the solid yellow route or the solid blue route or the Twinkie route, which is the yellow with the white center. It's been a lot of fun to participate with Dave. And so with that, I'd just like to congratulate Dave Stokowski and his award of the Mark Szyminski Partners for Clean Air Bicyclist Award. Dave, over to you.
Thank you very much. I am truly humbled by this award. I'd like to thank the NWI Partners for Clean Air for presenting me this award. I'll just briefly say a few things. Dean has already done a very good job of describing the organization. Crown Point Wednesday Night Ride was established in 1998, obviously by me. We have about 100-ish members strong. It's one of those bicycle organizations that is fairly unstructured. There are no dues. We don't attend meetings. All of our meetings are basically on the bike. And the Wednesday Night Ride, while it is a intermediate to an advanced level ride, we like to work with all types of cyclists who want to come out and improve their performance level to be able to ride longer, ride farther. We encourage people to ride their bicycles, to do recreational things on their bicycles, leave their vehicles at home. And to truly do this, you have to up your performance level. You have to get fitter so you can go on recreational bike rides. Northern Indiana has an extensive trail. I applaud the mayor of Hammond for his contributions to the trails, but just look at things in Crown Point. We have a trail system where a cyclist could go and literally do 60 to 100 miles of paved trails. And while that seems like a lot, you could do as little as 30, you could do as little as 20. There are plenty of places to stop for refreshments, for rest. So we encourage the community to get out, use their bikes, leave the cars at home, even if it's something like going shopping or going to run errands where you don't have a large amount of things you're going to have to carry. We encourage you to use your bicycle and get healthy. That's about what I have to say. I thank you very much for this award. I'm 67 years young and I've been riding for over 30 years, and I will keep on riding till I cannot ride anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Very exciting. We really are excited to present this award to you today. The work that you've done, Mr. Button is putting you out there as nobody cares more about bicycling than you in the entire Northwest Indiana. He said no more than you, so he was pretty careful with his words. I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy bicycling, and it's very exciting the work that you're doing there in Crown Point with the bike ride night, and we were just talking here offline a little bit that, you know, maybe that's something we should consider for next year's award ceremony, is have a little ride after the ceremony or something along those lines. Although we usually have all that good food at the luncheon, so sometimes it's hard to ride after you eat all that food. But anyways, congratulations. It sounds like you really are a bicycling enthusiast, and the work you've done here with bicycling, and it sounds like you're well deserved to win this award. So congratulations again.
Thank you again.
Okay, I will turn this back over to Mr. Breitenfeld now, and to conclude or handle the question and answer session of the Partners for Clean Air award ceremony. Chuck?
All right, thank you, Michael, and congratulations once again to all of our award winners. We have two questions in the chat right now. One is for Mayor McDermott, if he is still on there, I believe. It says, what would you say to a municipality or business that is interested in implementing clean air initiatives but isn't sure where to start? I don't know if the mayor or Dean is on there. One of you guys answer that, please.
Well, I'll certainly do the best I can. Mayor would be certainly a good one to ask on that. And I would suggest that there are a lot of opportunities for businesses to reach out. And I think it's proven that the Department of Environmental Management has some guidance to help with that. The city of Hammond has quite a lot of programs to be able to support businesses. We have an economic development group that helps support businesses to find locations, to make improvements. We try to do everything we can to be as sustainable. And we have deployed electric vehicle charging stations. We've converted our most of our fleet to a dual fuel gasoline propane delivery system. And so we're working very hard to do that. And I would just, if you're looking for a place in Hammond, we welcome you, and just reach out to our community. You're welcome to check our website at gohammond.com, and certainly reach us at 219-853-6302 would be the mayor's office, 6302, 219-853-6302. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dean. And the last question is for Bruno. Can you speak to reports of air quality improvements due to the shutdown believed to be tied to fewer tailpipe emissions?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. I would say, you know, we looked at air quality data during the shutdown of the state and found indeed that the air quality emissions and air quality improvements did occur. And at the same time, through conversations with our partners at the Department of Transportation, we found that traffic on the roads throughout the state of Indiana was reduced by, at some points, by at least half and maybe more. And we saw that that relationship between the reduction in the number of vehicles on the road helped to contribute to air quality improvements in the state of Indiana, throughout the state, in different areas around the state. So I think that was a really good question. We did actually find that that was the case, and you know, it's striking in the midst of all of this pandemic and staying down at home, how sometimes we forgot about some of the things that were improvements. Clearly, being with our relatives at home is an improvement, and having more time with family. But air quality actually improved as a result of having fewer vehicles on the road. And so I appreciate the question. That's exactly what happened. Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing what the earth can do when we take a few vehicles off the road every once in a while. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it also occurred to me that many of the sounds and noises that occurred throughout the state on a regular basis that almost fit in like white noise throughout the state were eliminated during this time period. Not as much heavy equipment moving, fewer vehicles. It became a quieter place as a result too. I read an article in the New York Times said that scientists were able to measure a reduction in vibrations on the earth as a result of the global shutdown. And I found that really interesting. I have no idea how they measured that. For us in air quality, we can measure it because we have canisters that we put out through the state, and those air quality monitors helped us determine that, yes, indeed, there was an improvement in air quality, and certainly it was related to the reduction in tailpipe emissions during this time period.
All right. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We have no more questions on the board, so on behalf of the Partners for Clean Air program, I would once again like to congratulate all of our award winners today. And I'd like to personally thank you guys for taking the time out of your day today to spend some time with us and learn about all the great things that are happening here in Northwest Indiana to help improve our air in our area. We hope to see you all again next year. Hopefully it's going to be in person for the 2021 Partners for Clean Air Luncheon and Awards Ceremony. Don't forget our upcoming outreach events. Starting tonight, we'll be in Wedding at the Northwest Indiana Oilman game. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m. For more information and to sign up for the Partners for Clean Air program, please visit our website. It's www.in.gov/IDEM/Partners for Clean Air. I put it up in the chat box for you guys if you want to click on that link. And we also have Facebook and LinkedIn pages, Partners for Clean Air - Northwest Indiana. Thank you guys all and have a great day. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Chuck.
Have a good one. Thank you.